Hello my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, November 9th, 2025. Today's video for adults only. I emphasize we're going to speak about things happening in New York and the winning of that Zahran Mamdani stuff. Okay, I call this video the invasion of Uhud, the third invasion of Uhud. And the reason here is this was a battle that the Prophet of Allah lost. I'm going to explain what happened and why it corresponds to today's situation. The Prophet of Allah won one invasion. In one invasion, he won a decisive victory, and that invasion, that battle was called the Battle of Badr. They subjugated a caravan and they took all the wealth, all the money, everything that caravan carried. I don't know how much wealth in each caravan, but hey, the people are doing that hard work, carrying merchandise from one country to the other, paying people to take care of the camels, because that was the way they moved merchandise from one place to another, finding water, finding food, and so on and so forth. So these people, that was their business, and they are investing a lot in it. And here a group of people sit in certain what do you call that? They set an ambush for these caravans, and they ambush them, and they kill the guys, and they claim everything for themselves. And then the owner of that caravan lost everything. So they decided to deal with this guy who is a threat to their caravans and to their livelihood, ultimately. So they went and they fought against the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, and he was almost killed. They didn't finish the job, these idiots. Okay? It's you do something, finish it. If they have finished it now, New York would not be in the situation that it is in today. London wouldn't be in the situation that it is in today. Europe wouldn't be in the situation that it's in today. The whole world wouldn't be in the situation that it's in today. North Africa would have been a very prosperous part of the world. Egypt would have been a very prosperous country. Nonetheless, that's what we are dealing with today. And I'm calling it the third invasion of Uhud, because it corresponds to what's happening in New York today. The first time the terrorist, the follower of the 1400 years ago boy, wanted to control this country, wanted to control. You see, Frank Sinatra song, New York, New York, if you make it there, you can make it anywhere. That's actually, it has a lot of truth to it. It has a lot of truth to it. So if you conquer New York, I think in 1982 or 83, I can't remember, there was a movie, Italian movie. I didn't pay much attention to it. I didn't even watch it. It was called After the Fall of New York. And probably, I don't know if these people got this inspiration from this movie. I don't know. They want to conquer New York. So in 1993, it was the first attack against the World Trade Center, if you remember, in February 1993. Excuse me, I remember because my wife was in that area at this time. and I was very worried. But she called me and she said, I'm okay. February of 1993. They attacked the World Trade Center. Luckily, the two buildings did not collapse. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's on purpose or apathy or whatever you call it, these people at this time should have been uprooted from the very root, either sent back or put in prison. But they left them. They left them. Should that have been done, the September 11th wouldn't have happened. And if more action was taken at September 11th against these people, you wouldn't have a 34 years old who was practically a small boy when September 11th took place. 2001, he was a small boy, a baby, literally. Now is to control the very city that they want to destroy. Not only that he is from that ideology, add to it that he is mixed up with Marxism. There is a very vulgar saying in Egypt. I'm going to try to convey it to you, but it really projects reality today. We say in Egypt, a sick person is effing a dead one. And sometimes the position changes. The dead becomes the sick, and he is effing the other one. Why am I saying this thing? It's vulgar and is not very polite, really, is not. But reality is, when you examine the two ideology, the Islamic ideology or Islamism or whatever you want to call it, whatever ideology came to us 1400 years ago, and Marxism today, North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela, even China until 30 years ago, before they opened their economy to the world, and the former Soviet Union before it disintegrated, all of them are dirt poor. China changed now because it's open to the economy of the world. They are changing. But until 30 years ago, it was similar to North Korea. People will eat grass, whatever they find, ants, insects, whatever they can get their hands on, because there was nothing. Until now, I heard people in North Korea, they eat grass, okay, out of desperation. Marxist ideology controls North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela, and there used to be Nicaragua until maybe 40 years ago. Any country that Marxism controls, it becomes dirt poor. The ideology on paper sounds very good, sounds promising. It deceives young people. And I don't know if this guy really is an idiot deceived by this ideology, or he knows what's going on and he's playing along and somebody's pushing him. I have no idea. He came from nowhere. Okay? So that is in Marxism. In Islam, Islamic countries, you have Pakistan, Afghanistan, Libya, Sudan, Egypt, all of North Africa. Any Islamic country is dirt poor. Somebody may say Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is different. All the Gulf regions, Iraq, even despite of the tremendous amount of oil Iraq has, Iraq is a dirt poor country. They are really in trouble. They have oil. It's not the oil. Until about 10 years ago, when Saudi Arabia was applying this Sharia law and this garbage, yes, they had money, but people were oppressed. And they leave because they're oppressed. They go to Europe, they do whatever they want there, and they go back, pretend they are holy. I have seen that myself, what they do there. Okay? I have seen it. I witnessed it. And the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, also United Arab of Emirate, I think the leaders, now they know that this is nonsense. It never worked and it never will. So let's change. And these two Islamic countries, they are deviating from this nonsense, and that's why they are becoming prosperous, and that's why they are looking into the future, how to advance economically, technologically, and so on and so forth. Saudi Arabia is working now closely with Israel because they know Israel is so advanced technologically. So instead of fighting and wasting resources, let's work together. You advance, we advance. You help your people, we help our people. We work together, we enjoy life instead of this nonsense of jihad and this garbage. So when these two failing ideology are united, one is sick, one is dead, and they are going to create the union so that one will be effing the other. And at the very end, the New Yorker is paying the price. America will be paying the price. The world will be paying the price. There is nothing good to come out of these two ideologies. It was never good separately. Imagine now that they are united under this one person who proclaimed himself Muslim, socialist, Marxist. All the very good qualities are in him. So what is he coming to bring to America? Destruction. I'm calling this video the invasion of Uhud, the third invasion of Uhud, because the Muslim, under the leadership of the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, succeeded in Badr, that invasion, and Allah sent Quranic verse I put in the description box telling them, you see, because Allah sent angels with swords to fight with you. But then the invasion of Uhud, Allah probably was busy with he had a couple of drinks, you don't know, or he smoked a couple of joints, marijuana or something. He was busy, or he had a beautiful girl there sometimes. Maybe he has 4 wives. He was busy with them. So he forgot to send the angels to the Prophet, to his boy, and the Prophet lost miserably. Now, the World Trade Center was attacked the first time, 1993. And America didn't do much, honestly, in my opinion. And then the Muslim attacked 2001. They destroyed the World Trade Center and much of the southern part of New York, Manhattan. And in my opinion, America did not do much to stop that. They continued. This ideology is failing miserably in where it started, in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca, in the Gulf region. They are pushing it away, and pretty soon, wait, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, I am very sure he is going to make it as it was before Islam. before Islam was this building, as they say, Kaaba, that square black building, cubicle, and 360 other statues around it, and people who believe that Allah is inside this black building, they go and they pray there. And by the way, if you study further, after they finish their religious ceremony, at the end of the day, they start to have orgy. Just for your information, okay? Other people pray to other gods. And there was also Jews and Christians. They never went to this place because they had different God. They believed in different God. But yes, 360 other gods were around this black building. Okay, so if you want to follow the Buddhist God, that's your business. You want to follow the Christian God, that's your business. If you want to follow the Islamic God, Allah is there in this black building. Go ahead. So, in my opinion, I think at certain point, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is going to open Buddhist temple next to that black building for the Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Hindu, and so on and so forth, surrounding the area. So whatever you want, you feel comfortable with. Maybe a statue also for the non-believer, for the atheist. Hey, you want to go and visit there? You're welcome. It's touristic country. Come, visit, spend money here. That's basically was Mecca. These statues to attract tourists. Come and pray, have orgy, and go home. While you are there, you are spending money. And the people who will come to do that, actually the merchant, the people with the money. Okay? And there were women who are selling themselves. You are free. You want to do that? Hey, it's open. It's open. None of my business. As long as you're far away from me, I don't want to hear it. People are free to do whatever they want. So now, what does this guy, Zahran Memdani, can do? He actually can do a lot of damage. From these two ideologies, nothing good will come out. He wants to freeze rent. Okay. He wants to control prices. There's nothing such as controlling prices. If I have a business and to bring this merchandising, let's say it's costing me $100, and you want to control me to sell it for 90, you're stupid. That's what he promised. If I pay 100 and you ask me, there is price control in New York, you cannot sell it more than 90, but it costs me 100. Are you stupid? I lived that in Egypt. Under President Nasser, yes, there was price control, rent control. Everything was controlled by the government. But also you go to the supermarket, there is nothing to buy. And that's what he's promising. Control rent, control the prices, price of food, of goods. You do that, nobody's interested to buy or sell. So the town, New York, will be a ghost town. What happened when you control the rent? The people are paying high mortgage. And if there is no return, who is going to invest? When the city is dying, who will be motivated to live there? In addition to that, he is promising $30 an hour minimum wage. If this is true, and there are many students during when they are in school, they work. So they are not specialized in anything really. They are not engineers or doctors or dentists or lawyers. They are just in high school. They want to make some extra money. Okay, you promise him $30 an hour. Let's say he works in a fast food place, McDonald's or Burger King or something like this. Wouldn't that, when you have like few people, one cleaning, one doing the meat, the grilling, and so on and so forth, whatever operation that it's running, you have few people working. And when you are paying all this money for these people to produce a sandwich, plus the price of the product, then I'm going to be spending like $40-50 for my sandwich. Who is in his right mind to buy sandwich or to buy lunch in these places? It will raise up the prices, but then you tell the people, oh, price control. McDonald's, you cannot sell, let's say, the hamburger more than $5, but it's costing me 10. How can I sell it for 5? They close. If you are going to do that, they close. Businesses close. There is no economy running. Crime. Then bring all these illegal. You don't know where they are coming from, or if they are criminals, or you don't know. You didn't vet them. They are not vetted. So when you do that, what will happen? Crime. And they believe they shouldn't have police forces. The goodness of our heart will control everything. We are not going to commit crime because we are immigrants. Illegal, by the way. Just the fact. They came without visa, without entering from the proper channel. They committed a crime. And you don't know what kind of crime they committed in their native country. And you are letting them in. I don't know if this guy is dumb or he is playing along on somebody, which is the most I am recommending that he is playing, somebody is controlling him, telling him what to say, what to do, and accordingly he won. But also he won because, unfortunately, the dumb people voted for this dumb guy. And that will cause, at the very end, my own prediction. That probably he could have succeeded in different countries, more than in America, probably in London, in France, in European country, more. Why? Because they managed to confiscate weapons, guns, out of the hands of the people in these countries. Therefore, Nigeria now, the Muslims are slaughtering, killing the Christians. And they cannot do much. And the reason is they have nothing to defend themselves with. So the Muslim, they come, they kill the men, they rape the women, they take them with them captive, they use them, they abuse them, and so on and so forth. And they cannot do much. They cannot do much. Why? Because they manage to confiscate firearms from them first. This happened in Europe, and that's why you have a lot of violence by these groups in Europe. In America is a bit different until now. They are trying so hard to confiscate guns from average citizens because they know once they do that, they can do whatever they please. But until now, most Americans are holding to that Second Amendment. And because of that, there is hope. Of course, there will be a terrible price to pay because America and Europe and Nigeria and many people, when the time came to act, we didn't. America didn't. In the first invasion of World Trade Center in 1993, America hardly did anything. That was not enough. September 11th, not enough. It came to that now, that not only the Muslim, but the Muslim and the Marxist coming for the destruction of New York. And that gives the notion and the idea to other cities. These people are not sitting doing nothing. They are thinking how to conquer the next town, most important town. Of course, California, the whole state now, it's very much Marxist, and it's failing miserably. And the same thing, that was the fault of President Reagan, by the way, that he prevented California or Californians from having a Second Amendment because of a situation that happened back then. And with that, California is a mess. That could be the next step for this guy, Mamdani, to try to confiscate guns from New Yorkers. Once he does that, it will be East and West Coast controlled by the communists and the useful idiots. I'm sorry, I mean the follower of the guy who came 1400 years ago. These are useful, actually both of them, each, the left, the far left, or whatever, the Marxist, they look at the Muslim as the useful idiots. Let's use them. And the Muslim are looking at the left, far left, that they are useful idiots also. Let's use them. And a situation like that happened in 1979. If we go back to Iran, 1979, the Islamists who supposedly believe in God united with the left, who is practically Marxist, Leninist, atheist. They worked together and each one saw the other as a useful idiot. They got rid of the Shah of Iran, 1979, and they brought the Muslim leader Ayatollah Khomeini. He was living in France back then. The first thing Ayatollah Khomeini did, the first step, get rid of all the useful idiots. That was the leftist, the Marxist. He killed them all. All. Okay? And for those who homosexual, that they go gay for Palestine, do you know what they will do with you? Once they take control, they are using you now. Gay for Palestine. A useful idiot, let him go. Gay for, or LGB for Palestine, LGBTQ for Palestine. You know, when these guys take control, do you know what they will stuff in your... Yeah. Not something smooth, not just rough, something with hooks, both direction, going in and out. So it will be very hard to get rid of it. Either pull it out or push it in. No. You'll die slow death. Very slow death. Agonizing death. And that's not, I'm not intimidating you. That happened under the Ottoman Empire. Okay? Other, maybe more lucky, they will take them to the highest building. Maybe in New York will be the New World Tower Center on top, and they will push you to fall down. Yes, at the end, New York, in my opinion, I hope I'm correct, will be saved, but with a very high price because you waited too long, unfortunately. Thank you. We hope to hear from you.